creating this live is to seriously draw the line in the sand and say this, because Chicano has been kind of dragged through the mud a little bit, trying
I
to
wish I'd
stand
been
on
there
what's
lately,
right.
man.
Like he's been called a phrastist. I can't say it. And everyone here knows Chicano. That's the last word you could
I
use to
was in there to
describe him.
defend the
Right.
market. They
So
were marking that. That pissed me
right.
off.
So we even made it to TikTok trends on YouTube, which I don't care because it further validates what I've been saying.
Indigenous Chicana. I had a feeling this was you. I think it's time we had a talk, sis. I've noticed your presence on TikTok and seen you participating in some anti-black spaces. You've referred to certain individuals who frequently use the N-word as good brothers and good people. While unity among all people of color, POC, is possible, it requires addressing some serious issues, including decolonizing our mindsets. Let's take a closer look at the comment you left under my video. You began your comment by asking, where was your loud presence all these years? The underlying problem here is a lack of education. Many of the civil rights enjoyed in the U.S. today are a direct result of the civil rights movement, which was led by Black Americans. This movement didn't just benefit Black people, it also paved the way for other minority groups to gain more rights. Black Americans have fought tirelessly in the Americas to secure even the limited progress they have achieved. I called out BGP and Obsidian for trying to dismiss and erase the achievements of Black Americans in the civil rights movement for this very reason. The emergence of groups like the Black Pretendians on TikTok is a response to people like you, who are quick to erase Black history and accomplishments. The so-called Black Pretendians are a symptom of a larger issue, society's internalized anti-Blackness, which is a product of white supremacy. This narrative pushes the idea that Black people contributed little, leading some to want to distance themselves from Black identity altogether. Over the past 200 years in the U.S., many minority groups have tried to assimilate into whiteness, and the first step in that process has often involved adopting anti-Black rhetoric and marginalizing Black people. This context helps explain why movements like the Pretendians exist today. You claimed that Black people were trying to colonize your people. What exactly do you mean by that? I would appreciate a clearer explanation.
It reaches national news to be able to create a movement, a worldwide movement. We don't have that type of pull, power, or influence. So to continue to tell us when we go into spaces, trying to bring awareness to our community, when we're told by African American brothers and sisters to sit down, be quiet, wait our turn, I feel like that's hurting our movement when all we've ever done is help theirs. I mean, if you guys don't agree with me, I mean, I'm just sorry to pop this off, but when
But
needs
that's
to
the
be said,
absolute
needs to be
truth.
said.
Why should
Right.
anybody be mad? That's the absolute truth.
I knew I could count
100%.
on you, Abuela.
That pisses me off. Like, what the hey, We've been there. We stood up with all these people, and where are they? Where are they right now?
What my daughter said in the comments, we need to stop being scared of being labeled. If defending our culture is racist, then so be it. Oh shit, shots fired by T.
Narratives like these need to stop. Who told you that you should sit down and be silent? The story you're pushing is not only misguided but also dangerous. Black people are not standing in the way of your progress, and suggesting otherwise only perpetuates harmful divisions.
Then they hand them everything, like, you know what I mean? You say one little thing, your whole life is ruined. They have like a sense of power, and who wouldn't let that go to their head? Even us, like if we had that power, there would probably be a section of us that would take advantage of it, you know what I mean? And just throw it around because you can, like.
Yeah.
I think there is already. Oh, hey, engineers. Oh, man.
Because you can, right?
Her name was a comedian, and she was from a tribe. What's the name of her tribe? But man, she laid into me, engineer. She was, and then when I left, I guess she laid into me some more. She was saying that that the blacks didn't leave us behind in the civil rights movement. It was us. We left our southern brothers behind, or something like that.
What? We took them in when they were fleeing. We would take them in and like.
No.
This is yet another narrative that needs to be challenged and put to rest. The idea that we share a collective history in this context is misleading. While there were indeed some Native American tribes that assisted runaway slaves who were escaping from slavery, it was not a universal effort among all Native tribes. It's important to recognize that not all Native groups participated in this. Unless you can trace your ancestry directly back to the specific tribes that supported runaway slaves, you cannot claim that history as your own. It's crucial to acknowledge the complexities and differences within Native American communities rather than attempting to use the actions of others to cover for your own anti-black behavior.
Because I'm doing this for my people. I'm not doing it for myself or for attention. Well, I kind of am doing it for attention because I want attention to our issues. And, I just want land back. Hey, did you guys hear my rant at the end over there?
I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I pretty much went on a rant talking about I don't care what you guys think. It's our turn, it's our time, and either you guys get out the way or feel the wrath, basically, because the sleeping giant is gonna wait, and when it's awake, and we're all on the same page, I feel sorry. I don't feel sorry, but it's gonna be a crazy ass ride. No, not blacks. That the American Indian movement left us behind. That's what she was saying. It wasn't the blacks. It was.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I did not understand.
Remember what I told you? I got told a long time ago that I wasn't a native. I'm just a Mexican. And I got told that by a native elder.
Well, I think that narrative is changing. But,
Well, it is and it isn't. It is and it isn't. Because what you have to take into consideration is, unfortunately, it is an invisible border that's drawn. And the idea of where these boundaries are set between countries is the establishment of what tribes were actually pinned to not just receive benefits, but to have notoriety.
But what do you think she meant by it wasn't them, it was us that left them behind, that left us behind?
So
I don't know.
It kind of goes like this because it goes back to the ancestral stance. When you cross that invisible border, you had oh shucks, I screwed this one up. Hold on, give me a second.
Mestizo?
Yeah, it is, but it's called mestizaje.
Oh, mestizaje. Okay.
And when everybody was getting on board again, when you look at the timeline, it was a big flex going back and forth with Mexicans coming into the United States that were actually dictated or notated as white.
Yes, I remember that. There's a lot of elders have white on their birth certificate.
Yeah, and that's why the statement was made when she said it was whosoever left whoever's behind. Because the people of, and I mean, you have all different shades of mestizos, but individually, they were not considering themselves as indigenous. They took on the European style of what have you.
Or Latino or Hispanic.
Yeah,
You also had the audacity to claim that black people have privilege. What exactly do you mean by that? There is no privilege associated with being black in the U.S. I heard you reference historically black colleges and universities, HBCUs, at some point. If you're going to speak about these schools, you need to understand why they exist. HBCUs were established because black people were barred from attending white institutions, so these schools were created to provide educational opportunities. It's also important to note that HBCUs are not exclusive to black students. They are inclusive institutions that offer scholarships and opportunities to people of all backgrounds. When black people start movements or build institutions, the benefits extend beyond the black community.
That guy.
No, he's from Honduras.
No, I don't think it was it Honduras?
He's from Honduras. He was
Yo, it's the same dude. It's the gotta be, because I walked in there and I was like, look, we all need to unite.
Well, his pronoun is queer, right? That's
yes,
his pronoun.
okay. That's
him.
That's him.
That guy right there.
Yo, he kicked me out, man. I'm not even joking. I was the first one kicked out.
Can you clarify something for me? Is this Taino versus Taino? Like, is this what's going on?
No, what he's claiming is that his tribe is federally recognized.
Yes.
That his tribe is federally recognized and their language is recognized, and that Taino doesn't exist. That you can
so is mine, but I'm not going to sit here and what?
Right. That you can practice the culture.
Yes, I was the reason for that. No lie.
Let me go in there as a Cherokee and confront this dude. So is mine, but I'm not going to sit here and say somebody else doesn't fucking exist.
He kind of touched on a few cultures, but my whole point in creating this live is to seriously draw the line in the sand and say this, because Chicano has been kind of dragged through the mud a little bit, trying to stand on what's right. Man. Like he's been called a fracist. I can't say it. And everyone here knows Chicano. That's the last word you could use.
I was in there to defend the remark of that. That pissed me off.
So we even made it to TikTok trends on YouTube, which I don't care because it further validates what I've been saying. And we have to also recognize that within our own cultures, there are colonizers.
It starts with an R, man.
Within our own culture, there are colonizers. Within our own people, there are colonizers. We're going to let a guest up, you guys. So if you guys can all mute, Chicano will introduce him. This is how this is going to go. So here we go. Hey! I'm getting gas! Uh-huh. Chicano, you want to welcome in our first guest? Welcome in, Gutso.
Welcome in. Twizak. Is it Twizak or Twix? Twixky. How's it going, brother?
Hey, I just wonder, when Columbus came to the Americas, people don't know this, but there was a lot of genocide.
No, we know this, but not a lot of people know this, but I agree.
And, because when indigenous people were here, they did not believe in racism. They did not believe in hate. They were peaceful people.
Facts.
Until they were actually very peaceful with animals too, if I'm not mistaken.
My tribe was originally on the East Coast when all that happened. You're right.
Yeah. Let him. Please, Maui, quick piece, por favor. I want to hear what he has to say. Go ahead, G.
And I think it is important to know history, because if we forget history, it can repeat itself. And we don't want genocide or anything similar like that to occur ever again, especially for what happened to the indigenous people.
Thank you. Go ahead, Maui. You wanted to elaborate?
No, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, he's right, but I will say because I'm indigenous. Just recently found out, I'm part Chicano, so I'm still learning. But there's part of history you gotta know that that same thing happened with the Spaniards in Mexico. The same thing that Columbus did to us, they did in Mexico to the indigenous. So it's a very, very similar story.
An engineer. What's up, brother?
Thank you. How are you guys doing on this panel? It's a lovely day.
Everyone.
Oh,
Hello.
I'm breathing, I'm walking, I'm alive. It's a good day, brother.
Absolutely, we're winning.
We are, huh? We are. I had just to elaborate what Twixky said. I feel that the genocide is still going on this day to right now, this very moment. They're attempting to finish off what they started, and there is no difference between the Taino and the Mexica. I mean, obviously there is, but in my eyes, we're all the same. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
May I say something here? I love the fact that you had this panel, so thank you so much, because when I left that place, you don't know how mad I was, because I'm like, how dare somebody tell me what I am and what I'm not? I don't know who thought people can gatekeep even the indigenous practices that are different, but our fundamentals are the same. It's based on loving each other, being there as a community to help each other, to incorporate and love everything that our Creator gave us. And there's difference in how we believe, and I think that there are differences, but our commonalities are same. The important parts.
Right. I'm going to ask everybody pretty please to tap the screen. I definitely want this to go to the For You page. I definitely hope that this live makes it to TikTok trends on YouTube, because I want to set the record straight. I want to be very clear that birds of a feather flock together. I stand by my group. I stand by, of course, Chicano 100%. And I just want to make it clear this is what we're doing. If you want to be a part of that, then great, you're welcome. And we don't care about your percentage. We don't care how you identify. That live also said that if you are 12% of one thing and the rest something else, that you have no right to claim your 12%. To me, that is erasure. To me, that is sickening. It's part of colonization. We have realized, just being in these platforms, that colonizers are not just white tea people. Colonizers are people that look like us, that are the same culture as us, but they have assimilated to the point of no return. And that isn't okay. We have to fight that every day. We have to make sure that our stories are told and not erased, redacted, and recreated. As to make the colonizers romanticized. That cannot happen, because then our children will never know what their ancestors, what we did for them, how we fought for them, how ours were unalived for them. That this is stories that need to be preserved. And when you have, for example, in my own culture, you have Mexicanos. Now let me make one other thing clear before I go down this road. I am saying this publicly. If you have direct links to Spain, France, Europe, and you claim Latino, God bless. I also will call you a Latino, and I think you should have pride in that, because it's part of who you are. If your grandmother, your great grandmother is from Barcelona, Madrid, you guys are Spanish, then by all means claim your Hispanic heritage.
of you, Taino
100%.
son.
You're
You are
coming from
misconstruing.
you're what you're
And you're
doing is what
mistaken.
everyone else does, and you're not the only one from Puerto Rico, okay? And so what you're doing is you're basically saying that no one else should exist.
Where is it that nobody else should exist?
You're saying that the indigenous and the Spaniard are like
Okay, wait. Time out. Wait. Really quick. Time out.
Where am I saying that? Where did I say it? Like verbatim, please, because I never said that.
Then
I'm not
the floor
coming
is
at it from an
yours.
Afrocentric perspective.
Then the floor is yours. Explain how it's not an Afrocentric point of view.
How is it not? The thing is, we are multi-ethnic. And what it perpetuates is eugenics. It perpetuates erasure. It perpetuates
So if we're
cultural
all
ethnocide.
multi-ethnic, how does that offend you? That makes no sense. I'm proud to be African, Spanish, and Indian.
I'm not saying that. It
I'm
actually
proud.
erases.
That picture
Please
makes
look
me
up the
proud.
book. Please look up the book Identity Politics of Puerto Rico by Adila.
You want me to look in a book for something that I am?
Engineer,
Are you listening to yourself?
If you do not know, I'm telling you. I'm okay.
So
Listen.
what are you telling us? Say it with 10 words. What are you saying? Say it with
Como
10 words.
que diga lo que tengo que decir en 10 palabras. Te estoy diciendo y como quiera no entiendes.
Say
Eso
it
de
with 10
tres
words
razas,
so
perpetuo
everybody can hear you.
aborramiento.
Say it with 10 words so everybody can hear
Y
you.
para los otros
Let's hear
estás
it.
bien equivocada, hermana. Estás bien equivocada.
¿Cómo que esa foto no es por
No
propaganda?
estamos oyendo lo que estábamos hablando, por eso no sabes de qué estás hablando ahorita.
¿Cómo que no sé de lo que estoy hablando? Ahora mismo también no soy
Apenas acabas de llegar, tú
vengo de
misma
una
dijiste que
perspectiva
apenas acabas de llegar al live y no sabes, nomás miras ese retrato y ya estás opinando. En vez de estar oyendo lo que estamos diciendo, no dices, le metiste nomás por el retrato, no porque estabas oyendo lo que estábamos hablando.
Oh, Puerto Ricans are not triracial. Please stop. It perpetuates terra nullius.
You sound like Bahiki. Are you Bahiki?
What do you mean I sound like Behike? If you didn't know, I have actually videos correcting Behike. So please stop. Don't misconstrue
Yeah,
me.
don't call her that.
I'm
Don't
not trying
say
to
I don't.
disrespect you, but you can't.
It's not Behike.
I'm
This
not
man-
Behike. I've actually
look,
have videos,
okay,
multiple
okay,
videos
relax,
correcting her
relax,
misinformation in regards to one of our sacred
Please
spaces.
relax. Look it. If
So
you
please
feel
stop.
that this, okay,
We're talking
gonna
Chicano
stop.
issues. We're not talking Puerto
Yes.
Rican issues right now.
Well, we
We're
are
talking about
talking
the
Puerto Rican
Chicano
issues.
culture. And if it bleeds into the other ones, I understand how it bleeds into the other ones, but you got it totally misconstrued and coming in here saying that.
Yeah, there could have been a better way. I understand that you came here kind of.
Caliente.
¿Cómo
Yo
que caliente? Yo no
I
vine
gotta
caliente.
stand- I gotta stand
I
with the
respectfully
Chicanos on
said
this.
that picture perpetuates propaganda.
And I
Okay.
respectfully say you're misguided. You don't know
Okay,
what you're talking
okay.
about.
Now I'm gonna say something really quick, sister. I apologize if you took it that way, but if you had been sitting in this live for the last 2 hours, you would understand that 100% that's not what we're. In fact, none of our listeners were on that page until you turned it to that page. Because if you would have just saw and listened to the context of our live, you would understand that that is not what we're pushing. You're the one that is putting spotlight to that to that topic.
She
Because we're
came
not
into-
talking about that.
She came into a place of unity and she started creating division. End
Oh
of
no,
story.
please don't start with the
Absolutely.
creating division
Absolutely.
stuff. That's actually whistleblowing. Please don't, because I'm not creating division.
Okay, then I
what is
asked you to pick
whistleblowing?
it.
Is
You're
that
carrying the
usually-
whistle, sister. What are you talking about? You're
What do
carrying
you
the
mean?
whistle.
Like
You're
I'm
blowing it
creating
loud.
division
What are you
for
talking
stating
about?
that picture promotes propaganda?
Okay, we're gonna leave
And
it.
that's not what we're talking
Hey,
about.
guys.
I asked you to stay, and you could stay, and you could we could continue forward, and you could see what we're about. And if whoever's in the comments thinking I'm tone policing a woman, I care
No,
less
I
what
am.
you think right now.
I am tone
care less.
policing. I am. I'll say it right now. I'm Chicana. I'm indigenous Chicana. I'm tone. I say this all the time. I tone police my lives so that we can have civil discord. I make sure that everybody is allowed to speak and not feel like they're alienated or not heard. We heard her and we're responding to her with respect. If you don't like it, then this isn't the life for you because I do tone police.
I do that so that we are not in our feelings and we're more in our logic and our reason. And if you don't like it, that's okay. Conduct your life the way you want to. But I tone police. Me, Chicana, I tone police. So hold me responsible for that. Go ahead.
Can I say something
Hold
real
on,
quick?
guys. I'm gonna tell you who she is. She's the host of this panel. And look, I normally don't do this. If you don't like what's being said, you don't want to come give constructive criticism, or you just want to be negative with a bias, or whatever, get the hell out. Easy as
Bye.
that. Our sister here, I heard what she said. I totally understand that how it could be perceived when somebody is coming by, that a photo may spread a little discord there because of what it was actually
It's really
made
impacted
to
my
be.
intent, sir.
Hold on, let me finish. You can speak afterwards, or whatever it may be. I think it's been noted, it's been heard. Nevertheless, as it's been stated, it's not being used in this panel for that. But the understanding of what you're saying has been noted. We hear you. That's for sure. Nevertheless, the topic on hand is, how are we going to help our people across this diaspora come out of a colonized mentality and unify?
So the thing is, it's impact over intent. When you come up across this live and you see that photo, it's literally a hook. That's literally it. That's what it feels like. Me as a
It's
Boricua,
left to interpretation. So then your responsibility is to sit for a minute and listen and pay attention to gain context.
I'm asking because me as a Boricua, and I'm saying is, a Taino son, please stop misconstruing my words, saying that I come from an Afrocentric point of view, because I am not. So ubícate ahí. First of all. Second of all, I understand what you guys are trying to do, but maybe write some text next time in regards to what you're saying when you're going to use that photo.
Or okay, that's valid. That's valid, and I understand what you're saying. But next time, then let me reply to that. Next time, sit in the live for about 15, 20 minutes and get some context before you come up here and accuse a whole panel of activists of doing something that they're not doing. Maybe we can both agree that that's what we both should do. Maybe I should have put some words up there, and maybe you should have listened before accusing us of being something that we're not.
Yeah, and I also want to state that I am not Bejique. Like, I believe it literally caused a lot of damage. And not only that, is causing eugenics.
He just said that you sounded like Bejique. That's it.
I do not sound like Bejique at all. Please stop.
Okay, well, that's not.
I'll take the hit on that
You're
when you're not
bringing more
Bejique.
light to it than necessary. You said you're not. No one's disputing that. I just feel like you're putting a lot of flashlight on something that doesn't need to be there. Like, we believe you. He just said you sounded like her. You said you're not. Nobody disputed it. Why are you continuing to put focus on it? I believe you're not Bejique, and it's okay. It's not a big deal.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, because I wanted to put that out there due to the fact that I had personally went and had discourse with Bejique, because he was literally tarnishing and slandering one of our sacred spaces, that was Caguana, and calling it that it was made out of plastic. So yes.
Okay, well, I don't even want to put that much attention on it. I really don't. So
if you want, you're welcome to kick back. And
welcome to stay.
If you don't like it, I'm gonna be a little rough. But if you don't like it, there's a door, and we're gonna continue moving on because we're gonna continue moving on because I am to the point where, if you're in the way, I'm gonna move you out of the way. Then. Like, if you want to cause trouble, then get the fuck out of the way or something, man. Because
there you go.
This was not made. This was not. This didn't have to be. It didn't have to be like this. You could have listened for a little bit, and then you could have maybe got at us. But there was no need for this to turn out the way it is right now. And I'm to the point, straight up. I don't want to talk about it no more. And I understand that you're in your feelings. I understand that what you said. I understand. I get it because I fight against that too. Yeah, and so You're more than welcome to. No, you don't have to leave, my boy. You don't have to leave, man. Please don't leave.
This is where the trouble comes into play. And I'm seeing it in the comments. I'm hearing it in people's voices. And I'm going to say this with respect, and I'm going to get off the live. But this is the nuance. When people identify, and I'm just going to say it, when people identify more as African, they come in these spaces and then they get offended. Oh, that picture offends me. Oh, you're not look at the comments. You're not really native. You see what I'm saying? They cannot accept acceptance. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. You open a space.
Is feeding into that, though.
You open a space. You open a space and you try to have communication with these people, and then it goes to all shit because they don't want acceptance. They want to come in with the flames and torch everything. I'm so done with this. Like that chick came in completely sideways. I got Sean Paul in the comments, he's saying these different things. It's crazy. This was a peaceful conversation for like 3 hours.
We all have to love each other.
So then we control it, Taino-san. Taino-san, listen to what I'm saying to you. Then you stay because you're one of us. You're a part of our group. You stay, and whoever doesn't want to sit long enough to learn what we're about before they try to tear us apart, just understand we already know that we're going to run into this. We already know that people are going to come in, try to disrupt what good we're doing and cause havoc. We already know that. That's why I told police. That's why I don't allow arguing or... Just stay. Just kick back.
It
you don't
just
gotta
offends
leave.
me because you and Chicano have so much knowledge. Like you guys are nothing but hospitable and kind, and that's why I've been listening to you guys for so long to teach. And then Sean Paul down here with the braids is telling me I'm not even Puerto Rican. I don't know what this guy's on about. But let me tell you something. This was a cordial, accepting conversation. Now you got people turning 360.
It's okay. It's okay. Let's take them one at a time. Let's take them one at a time.
And I want to address these people that are living in a lie.
Okay, we will. One at a time, brother. Chicano, Chicano is, I trust him. He's my right by my side. We have new guests in the panel. Taino-san, kick back. You're my brother. Engineers in here. We have our team in here that are good people with good hearts. Let's let everybody understand us one at a time. Chicano, can you welcome in the new guests? Taino, kick back, brother.
Rhetoric like this does not come from those who genuinely seek unity. It comes from individuals who thrive on chaos and discord. If we truly want to achieve unity among different communities, we need to reject divisive narratives like this one. Unity is possible, but it certainly won't be achieved through blame and misinformation.